Hey guys, this is Anime Ballsy here, and today we are going to be doing the third part of What If Goku Had the Monkey God's powers. Please like the video if you haven't already, it really supports the channel, and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
As Dr. Gero attempts to fly away, someone else stops him from continuing on. This is Vegeta. Who do you happen to be? Vegeta asks, stopping him in place. Get out of my way, Vegeta. I've been watching you over these years and know everything about you. I don't want to have to kill you here, Dr. Gero declares, trying to move past him. Vegeta just laughs at his sad attempt at intimidation. I apologise, but I've gotten much stronger and you're the first person I want to test my new powers on, Vegeta says, before speed blitzing the scientist in Super Saiyan. A bluff will never work against Vegeta, and the android is immediately hit with an extremely forceful strike to the jaw. He then tries to use his laser vision, but Vegeta stabs his hand right through his chest. He stabs through a vital component in his synthetic frame, making him grunt in agony while also malfunctioning. Goodbye, all-knowing being. You might have seen all my power on this planet, but what about when I go off-world? I'm guessing your scope doesn't reach that far, does it? Vegeta says, before letting the elderly android perish. Goku falls back away from the android while the others watch on in hope as they want him to take down the android. Piccolo, Goku asks, trying to get into the mind of this android. I am no longer Piccolo, I am merely an agent designed to destroy you and your closest companions, Piccolo then explains. Goku doesn't like his threatening reply and shoots himself forward to swing his mate into the ground. His second strike on the floor causes buildings to come crumbling down like before, but these buildings are like towers. The cracks that scurry throughout the street are so deep and intense that the fighters have to enter flight to not fall down. Goku ups the stakes and continues the battle in Super Saiyan 2. With an immediate doubling to his strength, they can see how much stronger he's become. He powerfully swings his mace, but Piccolo evades and lands a palm slam to his chest. This palm slam shoots him down like a rocket straight into the rocky wasteland below. He is forced to block the next attack, that is a Ki Blast, which then causes the surroundings to crumble down. Piccolo remains in flight, menacingly staring down at the fallen Saiyan. The other fighters that watch this are horrified at what they're seeing. All of them remain still in fear and engagement, and someone else has joined this group of frightened fighters, Vegeta. He arrived here confidently ready to show off his new skills with the ascended forms of Super Saiyan. However, once he sees Piccolo fighting Goku and somehow winning, he feels a little concerned. Who is this being that has not only managed to hurt Goku but dominate him in battle so badly? Goku receives punch after punch to the face, causing him to cough out blood and stumble away. Blood comes pouring out his nose and mouth and it feels like it's on fire. The agony from the attacks cripples his mind that has never encountered the sensation before. A hefty punch to the stomach drops him to his knees and he gasps for air after being winded so badly. His mace clanks and rolls away from his descent, and Piccolo then kicks the Saiyan into the air by striking him straight in the face. Goku catches himself in flight, but it's of no use. With Piccolo standing in front of his ultimate weapon, how could he defeat this fighter? The feeling of loss isn't something that Goku has become accustomed to either. Even after all the mental training from the several masters warning him of this inevitability, he never took their words seriously. Even if someone was stronger than him, he assumed his body was an unbreakable armor. However, with his own blood covering his face and gi, he now knows that isn't the case. Ahead of him is Krillin and Tien, who soon arrive, then they lift their hands to their faces. Entering Kaioken ×25, they use simultaneous solar flares to catch Piccolo off guard. The powerful attack blinds the warrior, causing him to shout and grab his eyes in agony. In this short time window that they've been given, Tien grabs Goku and flies away as fast as they can. Dropping their signatures and advising Goku to do the same, Piccolo is left in the dark. Robotically looking at his surroundings, he shoots off in a random direction to begin searching for Goku. On the lookout, they arrive and Kami is horrified by what has happened here. They acquire a sense of being on the way up to the lookout from Korin, so Goku isn't in his roughed up state any longer. Kami peers off the edge of the lookout with a concerned look on his face. He can't believe the events that have transpired, and the others are thinking of ways to try and defeat this android Namekian. They decide to try and utilize the hyperbolic time chamber where Goku is left out for the first duo that choose to enter. Here future Trunks and Gohan enter together, while Goku waits to enter with one of them after. Down on Earth, Vegeta decides to chase after Piccolo and arrives in front of him confidently. Even if Goku was defeated by this fighter, he's gotten more powerful. He's sure that he could clobber the version of Kakarot that he faced with the emergence of the future Saiyan Trunks. 3 years have passed and he believes that the gap between him and Kakarot has closed. Vegeta enters his Super Saiyan form and Piccolo makes his stance almost immediately after. "If you try and stop me from finding Goku, I will have to get rid of you," Piccolo declares. "I like you making such empty threats. I'll show you who you're trying to get rid of," Vegeta roars before he buffs up into his Super Vegeta state. Cackling at the warrior, he flies right toward Piccolo and launches a close-up Big Bang attack. The close-up blast explodes, throwing Piccolo back about a meter or so. Vegeta gets thrown back around the same distance from this damage just as recoil. Following that, a single energy blast shoots out at him from the smoke. It's Piccolo's special beam cannon, and Vegeta coughs blood from the blast piercing through his whole stomach. Even if the blast is thin, he feels great pain since it's gone through his whole body. Piccolo doesn't see a need to kill him since he knows that he isn't Goku or one of his companions. Piccolo is the Demon King and is pure evil, but he has greater priorities. Once he gets rid of Goku, he will figure out what to do next. The Namekian promptly sets off in search of the Saiyan he needs to kill. Goku should have been sent in first, but he wants to provide a little bit of protection since the others just aren't as strong as him. If he can hold off the android for just a day, he's sure that's all they'll need. Luckily, they aren't found very quickly and they remain on the lookout with their signatures kept to an absolute minimum. Piccolo is stronger than Goku in Super Saiyan 2 and he can't properly use his mace because Piccolo is fast enough so that he isn't hit. If he can't actually land an attack, the damage is never caused. Vegeta crashes into the ground at Capsule Corp after losing consciousness in flight. Bulma is horrified and manages to promptly heal Vegeta before he is killed by his life-threatening injuries. The Saiyan receives a Zenkai as a result, and quite a significant one at that. This places him above the likes of future Trunks and Gohan at this point by a rather large margin. In the Capsule Corp, he swears that he'll find that Namekian and put an end to him in revenge. Nobody will get to Goku besides him and he is going to ensure that is the case. The Saiyan flies off soon after in pursuit of this Namekian being. Gohan and Trunks continue their training and their relationship is quite odd. Trunks sees a lot about his trainer future Gohan in his present counterpart, so acts as if he's closer to the boy than he actually is. It's a weird dynamic, but they soon draw closer, not as master and student but more like fellow fighters. The two fighters ascend past the ordinary Super Saiyan form in no time, and Trunks doesn't have to hide his power like he did in canon. He initially didn't want to annoy his arrogant father since he surpassed him, forcing him to hide his strength and likely hamper his growth. Here, Gohan is not arrogant at all and more than willing to fight someone stronger than himself so that he can grow as well. Also, Gohan is not Vegeta and possesses an enormous amount of talent. He is a hybrid Saiyan as well after all. This allows him to grow in power extremely quickly and he surpasses Trunks in mere months. Vegeta finds Piccolo again, continuing on his search for Goku. The Namekian seems annoyed by being unable to locate Goku but simultaneously emotionless. It's weird for Vegeta to describe as he can see the colliding lifelike feelings and the mechanical nature of the being. "Do not block me again, I'll kill you if you do not comply," Piccolo declares. "If there's one lesson I can give to you is never give Saiyans time to grow. Our strength might have a limit at a certain point in time, but if you let us grow, we'll continuously break our limits and redefine our strength." He crouches down and begins utilizing every ounce of power that he now has. He enters his Super Vegeta state but reaches further. He can feel that there is a step ahead and his power is urging him to continue on. It's like there is a bottomless well of power that he hasn't tapped into yet. His transformation is chaotic and causes streaks of lightning and energy to appear around his muscular frame. Soon his muscles slim down and his hair becomes spikier, then he enters his Super Saiyan 2 form. The others on the lookout intently lock onto their signatures and assess what's going on. They feel grateful that Vegeta has decided to take the attention away from them for at least a period of time, but they are also frightened at how strong he's become. The humans feel vulnerable yet again due to their inability to contend with these Saiyans. Zooming forward in his new form with a smile of excitement, he punches the Namekian square on his chest, then throws another punch to the face. His second punch manages to move Piccolo's head, but that's practically all it does. Vegeta receives a monster of a punch to the jaw, spitting out a mix of spit and blood. Piccolo then gut punches him, knocking the wind right out of him. Piccolo continues his brutal, relentless assault, and Vegeta can do nothing to resist it. Whenever he tries to throw a punch back at this Namekian, he seems to just evade the incoming blast and throw one that's twice as hard. Vegeta just about manages to throw his body out the line of trajectory of an incoming punch, but he just receives a kick straight onto his sternum. The force applied to his rib cage causes some of them to fracture, causing a great sharp pain in his chest. Each time he breathes, the agony only intensifies, and as he tries to fly forward to attack him again, the pain flares up greatly. Coughing out blood, he hisses while grasping onto his injured torso. He wants to continue fighting, but his body continuously stops him from advancing. The pain is just too much for him to steal through. Before he can gain the courage to continue, he can sense the energy of two fighters closing in on him and the Namekian. In front of him, 2 fighters in Super Saiyan block his view. "Move back, Vegeta, we can take care of this fighter for you," Trunks says, waving him back. Vegeta has no clue who this person on the left is and doesn't understand how just every Saiyan has become a Super Saiyan now. He felt that him and Goku had something unique with their ability to become Super Saiyans. Judging from the way it was portrayed in Saiyan Legend, there was supposed to be one Saiyan blessed with this immense power. However, it looks like the power isn't as unique as it was portrayed to be in Legend. Gohan shouts, channeling his inner rage to try and power himself up as much as he can. From training with Trunks, he found that his rage is a key asset to him in battle. He shoots himself at Piccolo and clashes with him before blocking a punch from the muscular Namekian. Gritting his teeth from taking this attack, he makes sure to try and evade the next before he swings a kick in his direction. Piccolo simply backs away and his move misses the target. Gohan Super Saiyan won't give him adequate strength to even think of taking down this fighter, but he can see that he is making progress. Gohan was already immensely strong before entering the hyperbolic time chamber. Compared to his canon self at the same time, it's not even close. With a year of additional training with future Trunks, his power has exploded even further. Gohan continues shouting, harnessing the anger that he'd learned to do in the chamber. He thinks back to the feelings that he had when sparring with Trunks, using the same techniques to harness his unique power. In this moment, his hair stands on end in the dramatic transformation into Super Saiyan 2. Gohan stares down Piccolo with a sharp, focused gaze. The android does not feel fear from this, however, and looks more than ready to continue. The two warriors slam into each other, throwing haymakers wherever they can. Both connect with various attacks, and Trunks looks astonished with how far this literal boy has come in this time. He's supposed to be a prepubescent Saiyan, but still fights like a valiant warrior that has been doing this for decades on end. Gohan, with his arms up, receives numerous punches onto them before he suddenly falls. Using his flight to drop down with immense speed, he launches the Kamehameha wave up at Piccolo. The Namekian android catches the blue energy wave and shakes upon taking the force of the blast. Hope is here, they might just have a chance. Gohan pours every ounce of strength that he can into the blast, and future Trunks decides to power up too. He enters Super Saiyan 2 and shoots an energy blast from a wildly different angle from Gohan. This forces Piccolo to split his power to stop both blasts from coming near him. The android continues pushing at both blasts and doesn't look like he will be succumbing to the force of the energy waves anytime soon. Trunks vehemently roars, pouring every ounce of pent-up anger and rage into this one energy wave. He thinks back to the savage murder and death that Piccolo has caused. He stopped at nothing to find Goku and decided to murder innocents when those around him prevented him from realizing his goals. The death of Gohan and all of those who protected him in his own timeline make him significantly stronger. However, they just can't get the android to budge. His arms do not bend under the impact of the blast, and the Saiyans soon start to tire. They can't output that much power into a blast for so long, and they slowly get weaker and weaker. Before they fizzle out though, it seems like the resistance suddenly fades and the bright light is given off with the ensuing explosion. The people watching struggle to keep their eyes open and end up looking away. They all snap their eyes right back onto the android's location as soon as they can to see what's happened. Much to their dismay, the android stands there with just minor injuries to its person. Gohan and Trunks are literally lost for words while panting from using up so much energy. Piccolo begins to fly straight for Gohan, but Trunks stops him. "Wait Piccolo, you want Goku so bad? In a day's time we will bring him here." "I won't follow your rules, I will find the Saiyan on my own terms," Piccolo shouts, glaring back at the future Saiyan. His menacing glare causes a tingling feeling to run down his spine, but he remains bold and assertive in his requests. "You won't find him alone. In 24 hours he will come to you. If you're so strong, then there's nothing to worry about," Trunks smartly claims. This changes the whole dynamic, and Piccolo soon looks less threatening than he once did. His fists relax and the surrounding Saiyans calm their breathing, having placated their enemy. "If you do not follow your terms, I will get rid of hundreds of thousands of lives," Piccolo shouts at the group before flying off. With this ample time, Goku enters with Gohan and begins training with him. Goku's training consists of mainly growing Gohan's power, while he must use solitary training to make himself stronger. His proficiency with the mace increases further, and he wants to make sure that he is fast with it. The mace makes his strikes immensely powerful, but it does nothing to amplify his speed. He needs to make sure that his speed is sufficient to actually hit the target. A full day passes just as Trunks advised, and the two Saiyans emerge. Goku looks forward with razor sharp focus and his Garda in hand. He looks more than ready to go. As for Gohan, he has managed to grow significantly stronger as well. Vegeta has been left in the dust by all these fighters. Gohan was already stronger than Vegeta before he entered the hyperbolic time chamber, so now that he has gone in twice, he has become significantly stronger. These two Saiyans now reign as the very strongest on the planet. Gohan can now use Super Saiyan 2 for longer periods of time and has increased his base power level an extraordinary amount. As for Goku, the benefits that he's received are endless. He wishes nothing but pain and destruction on the Namekian and will make sure he fulfills his wish. The group arrived just where Piccolo was left before Gohan went off to train. Here he is sat with his legs crossed in meditation. It seems that the Namekian hasn't lost all of his tendencies, still training in a similar format to before he was turned into an android. However, Goku harshly lands on a rock hill beside him in this wasteland. Piccolo's eyes light up once he sees Goku and he gives off a devilish smile. "You Saiyans are stupid for bringing yourselves to me," Piccolo declares before lifting to then stop at Goku's level. "I don't think so," Goku quickly snaps back, making his own battle stance. Piccolo shoots off the ground, cracking it from the amount of force he outputs. He wildly swings at Goku, who blocks his initial attack in Super Saiyan. The hit throws him right off the rock he was previously standing on and the fight enters 100% mode right away. The two fighters begin trading powerful blows, but Goku just can't seem to land any hits with his mace. Piccolo is way faster and is only playing with him right now. He only makes sure to evade every attack coming specifically from the mace because he knows how strong it is. Goku decides to up his power to Super Saiyan 2 and the Saiyans are surprised with the ease with which he transformed. For them, they have to change their ki and focus their effort on their transformation to ascend. As for Goku, he's instead entered Super Saiyan 2 while continuing on fighting. Piccolo throws a wild swing at Goku, but he dips under it and violently swings his mace right at his opponent's face. The connection causes the signature shockwave to appear from the impact location and shoots Piccolo away like an arrow. He's only propelled a few meters before he grinds to a halt, and that hit doesn't mean it's the end of the world for Piccolo, however it's hope. "You called us stupid for waiting a day to bring me here. I think you're the stupid one for leaving a Saiyan to his own devices for 24 whole hours," Gohan boldly says, making the others confused. His power climbs and climbs, causing waves and waves of air and ki to be blasted out at the spectating warriors. The transformation is incredibly intense, causing the surrounding area to rumble intensely. Looking at the wasteland they're in, they can see large sections of rock hills crumbling in landslides, releasing clouds of loose debris. Goku's lifted hair flattens down over his back, then begins to lengthen. He looks more vascular than before, with visible veins pulsating under his skin. A final roar causes a powerful outburst of energy, and once the light dims, Goku is revealed in his brand new Super Saiyan 3 form. Now 4 times stronger, the Divine Saiyan remains in flight and glares at Piccolo confidently. His long flowing hair glistens under the sunlight and his golden aura gives him a radiant appearance. Goku almost appears in front of Piccolo from his insane speed and swings down his mace. His strike lands and the immense shockwave from this strike is released. Gohan, watching this, gets blown back from the released blast of wind and Piccolo is shot into the ground so fast that a crater forms. Goku zooms down and throws another strike in quick succession, making Piccolo grunt in pain. His mace lands straight on his chest and he can feel and hear a crack from the impact. Here's his chance. Piccolo takes him off guard with a punch straight on his jaw that throws him back. He receives another strike but smiles after taking the attacks. Swinging his mace at Piccolo's jaw, he is thrown onto his hands and knees and coughs out blood upon taking the hit. No, there's no way. How could he let Goku take him down with the mission that he was given? He was tasked with killing Goku, not being killed by him. Piccolo roars and begins making the ground shake intensely. Goku looks on in horror as it looks like Piccolo still has power left for him to utilize. His glowing red eyes stay fixated on Goku as his muscles bulge and look much larger than before. He begins using every ounce of strength that Dr. Gero had in store for him and his eyes become bloodshot. He looks like a maniac with his rage and appearance, but Goku can only imagine how much stronger he's become. Being an android, his lack of a signature leaves Goku in a blinding cloud of uncertainty and he simply doesn't know what he's getting into. Once he tries to hit Piccolo with his mace, much to his dismay, he realizes that he can no longer hit the target. Without an amplification to speed, he must be faster than his opponent to deal proper damage. In this case, he is not and he simply doesn't hit the target. Piccolo continues evading his attacks and unloads with various punches and kicks that Goku struggles to handle. Kicks to his flank, punches straight down on the nose and even the chest to affect his breathing. Goku is eventually punched into the side of a crater that he'd formed. The harsh, forceful impact then makes him cough blood. Fighting Piccolo being an android with infinite stamina is a struggle when he uses such a taxing form like Super Saiyan 3. Piccolo slowly approaches him and the Saiyan is too fatigued to do much in resistance. A single punch to the gut drops him to his knees while making him cough blood. He reverts to ordinary Super Saiyan from his injuries and fatigue, struggling to raise back up to his feet. The Namekian can't help but crack a smile as his programming floods his mind with dopamine from achieving his goal. However, the Demon King is pure evil. He doesn't care that he accomplished his goal, he seeks destruction and strife. Piccolo turns and looks at the friends of Goku, struggling to comprehend his seemingly limitless power. Even with Goku alive and ready to fight this being, they still have been defeated all the same. Future Trunks can't believe that this timeline might suffer the same fate as his own, and he can't stand to see that happen. He did not come all the way to this timeline just to see it fall. He roars and enters Super Saiyan 2 using every ounce of power that he has. Future Trunks' mind has fallen victim to hysteria and irrationality. Basic logic tells him that there is nothing he can do here, but he can't stand to sit back idly. Future Trunks throws punch after punch onto his person, continuously attacking. Piccolo just stands there unbothered by the needless assault. Out of nowhere, Piccolo drives his fist through his chest. Future Trunks, with his fist cocked back, comes to a grinding halt from taking this fatal shot. The Namekian rips his fist out like a savage would and his body lifelessly drops. Goku can't stand to watch this happen, but he feels powerless. He can't even hit the android, who is not only stronger than him but substantially faster. In the skies watching this is Vegeta. Reading between the lines, he has discerned that the man stood there was his son from the future, Trunks. He struggles to even wrap his head around how that's the case and around what's happening right now. He doesn't even know what to feel. Indifference, grief, rage? Yes, rage. Standing behind and watching all these events play out, Vegeta feels an inexorably growing sense of rage and fury. However, what grows alongside that is fear. As much as he hates to admit it, he knows how strong Kakarot is. If he wasn't sufficient to defeat this warrior, he most likely won't be either. Piccolo lifts his hands to the group and begins growing 2 large blasts of ki. The group know what is about to come and many of them power up to protect themselves. The odds are against them, but they can't just sit and be killed like livestock. They won't go gentle into that good night. Goku is still weak and feels burning agony across his entire body, but he eventually stands. Piccolo sees this from the corner of his vision and he incredulously looks back at the previously fallen Saiyan. There is a glowing energy that forms within his hand and the divine Vijaya bow manifests into his very palms. Not exactly knowing how to use this weapon, he must act fast before Piccolo tries to destroy his friends and himself. Android aims a ki blast back at Goku and enlarges both until they are about the size of a person's torso. The dark purple balls of ki look like pure darkness and destruction as they crackle with purplish black lightning. With a quill now on Goku's shoulder, he pulls an arrow and fires one off by pulling back the bow as far as he can. The force needed to move the bow will make it feel like steel to an ordinary human, but this is so more force can be placed into the actual arrow projectile. It soars through the air with immense speed and gives off a light whistle as it travels. The arrowhead pierces right through the Namekian's upper chest, making him stagger. Taking a large gasp of shock, the blasts wither away into nothing and he soon collapses to the ground. The android has been defeated. Goku feels a sudden rush of relief and accomplishment, but the wariness of his body soon sets in. He collapses soon after, just giving a thumbs up to his friends to show that he's alive. Goku has taken the win in the end, murdering the powerful demon that is Piccolo. So that will conclude the third part of What If Goku Had the Monkey God's Powers. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.